All right. Hello. Happy Friday, everyone. We've made it to Friday and we've made it to February. I don't know about you, but I felt like January was a year in itself. So I'm glad that we've made it to February. Um, Thanks for taking the time and attending our webinar for the month. We're going to be talking about DOT applications. Is your application compliant? If you've attended our webinars before, I do a quick little housekeeping at the beginning. So this webinar is going to be recorded, so don't feel like you need to write anything down. You will have access to the recording once it's been processed. It'll be sent to you through email, and it will be available on our website as well as our YouTube and LinkedIn. So let's go ahead and jump into the content. Now we're going to do something a little bit different this time than a normal kind of slide deck presentation. We're going to have a little bit more fun, something a little bit more interactive this time. And we're going to start with our lesson plans that we've built with our integrated partner, Luma Learning. There's 3 lesson plans that we've built, and they're completely free that are on different points of driver file management. And the one we're going to cover today is understanding a DOT application. So we're going to go through the lesson plan together, and then we're going to have a little bit of a fun interactive, test at the test after the lesson plan to see what we've learned. So let's go ahead, jump right into the lesson plan. So understanding a DOT application, right? Submitting a driver application is an essential step when applying for a driver position. So we need to make sure that we are following all of the DOT standards. So the first thing is personnel information. Every DOT regulated driver must include the following on their employment application. It must include a first name, a last name, date of birth, the social security number, license state, the number, what type of license it is, and then any additional endorsements or restrictions. So this is kind of a good example here. You can see that this top portion of this application that that's pulled directly from our DQM system encompasses all of those things that are needed. Also, there's a note on here that applicants must provide the last 3 full years of residency history in order to meet those FMCSA regulations. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section. So company information. We talked about driver information. Let's talk a little bit about company information, what's required on the application. So an employee must have the following on a driver application in order to have it be compliant. You need your company logo, your company name, and your company address. So if you have multiple locations, it's okay to just put the headquarters on the application, but they need some type of address on there. These are little nitty-gritty details that might not seem like a big deal, but it is something that is in the Title 49 handbook rules, and something that you could potentially get dinged on. So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to this. So experience and employment history. This is a big section that we typically see a lot of gaps in when we're talking with clients or prospects. And so an applicant applying to operate a commercial motor vehicle must provide the employer with 10 years of employment history. So there's not supposed to be any gaps over 30 days, and it needs to also encompass any gaps of employment along that 10-year history. Providing a resume does not suffice for your history for employment or experience. It has to be on that application. So they can provide a resume if they'd like, but you also need it on that DOT application. If the employment position was DOT, CDL, safety sensitive position, then the application must provide the following information with their employment history. So it must include the equipment experience, such as the type, so van, flatbed, what type of equipment it was, and the estimated numbers of driven during that time of employment. They also must confirm that the employment was in commercial driving, as well as that it was a regulated, safety regulated position, and confirm the position was safety sensitive and subject to DOT regulated alcohol and controlled substance testing. So that's kind of outlined here. We have our equipment, and they went ahead and certified that all of those three things were true. Then we have our driver history. So this is different than their experience or employment. It's their actual driving record history in terms of accidents, traffic citations, suspensions, revocations, or denial of license, permits, or privileges, or any failure of drug and alcohol tests or refusal of drug and alcohol tests. So they must provide any accidents or citations, or certify that they haven't had any in the past 3 years. They also have to certify that they've never had a license or permit revoked or denied of any sort on the application as well. So they need to either give you what the accident citation or the reason for the denial, or they have to certify that none of that is true. So most frequently missed information. As compliance experts at DQM, we talk to a lot of our connections, we talk to prospects, we talk to our clients, and we obviously help them with onboarding and making sure that everything is properly getting put into our system. And here are some of the things that we've really ran across as the most frequently in gaps when with an application. So one of the things is including the previous 3 years of accidents and traffic violation history. For some reason, this doesn't get asked a lot. I think because an MVR is required, so they just figure that they can just get that information from the MVR. But according to the regulations, it has to be on that employment application. Same with providing the last 3 years of residency history, right? You can get this information from background checks typically, but it does have to be on the application as well. Another thing that is really, really big and a big gap is meeting that 10-year of consecutive previous employer experience, right? A lot of the times, either the gaps in employment aren't accounted for, like they don't put that they were a seasonal employee and they were just waiting to be rehired for the season, or they were unemployed for whatever reason for a time. Those tend to be missed in that employment and experience requirement, since the wording typically is just give us your work history, right? So that is a big gap that we come across very often. And then as I kind of talked on too, addressing all the employment experience and gaps larger than 30 days, that kind of coincides with that 10 years of previous employer experience. Now, if they don't have 10 years of previous employment experience, like they're newly 21, they just got their CDL and they're ready to hit the road, then they need to at least acknowledge that they have no more to add to their employment history. There still needs to be some type of confirmation that they understand they're supposed to have 10 years, but because of their age or whatever their history of previous employment, they might not have enough to suffice that. So that is the quick little lesson plan on applications. So now we're going to do the fun interactive part, and there is an assessment on all of these lesson plans here that you can take, but I thought it'd be a little bit more fun if we, instead of just going through each of these questions and I just answer them, we could do a collaboration on these questions here. So I've taken all these questions and I've put them onto a presentation. And so if you would like to participate in answering these questions with us, go ahead and take your phone and you can scan that QR code, and it should bring you to the screen on your phone to be able to interactively answer the questions. It is going to be anonymous, so don't don't worry if you think you're gonna miss a question. Nobody will know it's you, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a couple seconds to scan that QR code. If the QR code is not working, you can always go to menti.com and use the code that is up here at the top, 66332424. So let give you guys a little bit of time. So we have 4 people who are ready. Cool. Just give a little bit more time. Don't feel pressured to participate. This is just supposed to be fun, something a little different than a typical presentation talking at you. So, all right, we got 5. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Please, again, the information at the top of the screen, if you can't get the QR code to work, will be available throughout the slides if you want to jump in. So let's start with the first question. So submitting a driver application is an essential step when applying for a driver position. True or false? So go ahead and pick one. True or false? You should have that on your phone ready, and we can see all the answers coming in as true. Awesome, yay. Perfect. So we had no falses. So great, awesome. Good job, guys. So I think we can go ahead and move on to the next question. Looks like you guys have that one pretty easy. So which of the following is required for an application to be DOT compliant? Driver's personal information, driver's history, 3 years of residency history, or all of the above. So go ahead and select on your phone. Oh, we got 4 right there for all of the above. Easy questions. You guys got this. Oh, we got 5 for all of the above. Perfect. Super easy questions. All right. So a driver does not need to provide their equipment history for any commercial driving position. True or false? So this one you can go ahead and type in either true or false. A driver does not need to provide their equipment history for a commercial driving position. So we have false. Got one false. True. Okay. Let's see. It looks like false is the bigger response here. So it is false. It's a little bit of a tricky worded question. So we said a driver does not need to provide their equipment history, and they do need to provide their equipment history. So if it is a commercial position, safety sensitive position, then they do need to provide their their equipment history. Awesome. So, true or false, a company must have their company name, address, and logo on their DOT application. We got true, 2 for true. Man, I gotta make these questions a little bit harder for you guys. We have compliance experts on the call, obviously. Perfect. So we all have true. Good. So a company must have their name, address, and logo on their DOT application. That is true. All right, next question. An applicant can submit a resume in place of an FMCSA application. True or false? False. We have 1 for false, 2 for false, 4 for false. Good. Yep. It looks like we're all saying false. So yes, you cannot have a resume replace the FMCSA application. Can they submit one? Yes, but you still need that application to be compliant. Amazing. So for a DOT CDL position, what information must the driver include in their employment history? And you can select multiple for this one. So they need to include equipment experience, such as equipment and estimated number of miles, confirm the employment was in commercial driving, confirm the position was regulated for FMCSA, and confirm the position was safety sensitive. So we got 2 for all 4 so far. 3 for all 4. Amazing. 4 for all 4. Yeah, looks like we're all going in the right direction here. So yes, it is true. You need all 4 of these on their employment history, their experience to be compliant. All right. The driver information section of the DOT application requires applicants to provide applicant's first name, applicant's last name, additional endorsements, all of the above. We have 1 for all above, 4 for all the above. Yep, looks like we're all going in the same direction. Woohoo! Yeah, we got 6 for all above. Good job. So yes, a DOT application requires applicants to provide all of the above. All right, if an applicant holds a commercial driver's license, they are required to provide the prospective employee with 10 years of employment history. So if they have that CDL, do they need to provide 10 years of employment history? True or false? You can go ahead and type that one in. So we have true. Yes, big true. Yep. And the true keeps getting bigger and bigger. Awesome. Yes, true. So yes, if they do have that CDL, they need that 10 years of consecutive employment or experience history. Amazing. Okay, I think we're almost to the end. So how many years does the driver need to certify any accidents, citations, or suspensions? So 1, 2, 3, or 4 years of previous. Okay, we have 1 for 3. 2 for 3, 4 for 3, 5. Yep. We're all going in the same direction. Awesome. Amazing. Okay, which of the following are most frequently missed when applicants complete a DOT application? So include equipment experience, such as equipment and estimated number of miles, confirm the employment was in commercial driving, confirm the position was regulated, or confirm the position was safety sensitive and subject to DOT. Yep, so we got 1 for all 4, perfect. Anyone else? 3 for all 4. 5 for, yep, looks like we're all going in the same direction again. Awesome, you guys, yes. So they do need to have all 4 on there, or these are the most missed when we are talking to clients. All right, perfect. So that is all of our questions. It looks like we all did really well on that. Thanks again for taking the time to spend some time with me on this lovely Friday. Like I said, there are 3 total lessons that we've built with our partner Luma Learning, and those are available on our website at dqmconnect.com under the integrations tab. When I send out the recording to everyone, I'll go ahead and include that information as well, so it's very easy for you to access. They're completely free. You can go ahead and take the assessments. It will give you a score, and they're all on different topics of driver qualification files. So thanks again for everyone for taking the time, spend some time with me today. This recording will be available on our website, and we can go ahead and open the floor up for some questions. If anyone has some questions, we have some leftover time. So you guys were so quick with all the answers. We blew through them all. There is a chat or a Q&A at the top of your screen if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask. Well, thank you for the claps, guys. That's very nice. Thank you very much. Amazing. Well, I don't see any questions coming through, so that's awesome. Thanks again for attending our webinar. We do these every month. Next month, we are having a guest speaker, Jay Johnson from Jay Johnson and Associates. He was an ex-DOT officer for many years, and he now runs his own consulting firm for DOT compliance, and we're going to be speaking about disqualifying actions for drivers. So this will be a pretty cool topic to talk about. I don't think it's one that's really touched on a lot, so it's a little bit different, but be on the lookout for that invite, for that webinar, for that sign up, or you can always go to our website. The registration links will always be on there available as well. So thanks again. Stay safe, stay compliant, and keep driving success. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, guys.